Hey there, YouTube. Today, gonna do a little project. All the Euro mounts that I've done, and even that, like I've always done with like peroxide and things of that nature for hair. Never really invested in professional level products. So today, even though it's still a hair thing, I'm going to be using some of this Clariol Professional Basic white extra strength. I got this out of Matuska Taxidermy because unless it's like a really good deer, they usually end up like that. I only have one deer that's mounted, and I got that done by Woods to Wall Taxidermy in Belleville, Illinois. So if you ever are in Bellevue or Belleville, Woods to Wall Taxidermy, great taxidermist to use. So I went out on a bird hunt at the end of the year 2023, and during that hunt we were doing a lap around the lake to chase some pheasant, and ended up finding a couple deadheads. Actually, I found a whitetail, found this little, looks like a little meat goat, and then a bigger meat goat. And I gave the other skulls away. This one's a little beat up, definitely it's been there a while. I'm guessing this one from one of the people that live around the lake. Probably got killed, and after they, got all the meat off of it, some probably dragged the head off into the distance. So it's already pretty clean. So I'm just gonna videotape going through the process of using this, and hopefully you could do the same. Follow along. All right, since this one's already been primarily picked clean while it was out in the swamp grass, obviously not going to boil it or anything like that. I kind of don't mind the fact that the noses all broke off and the skull's all busted up. I don't really think I want to do the work to cut this off and kind of just leave it like that as is. So these sheaths are not looking like they're ready to or willing to come off. So we're going to tape up around it just like you would any other antlered mammal, I guess, to kind of make sure that the peroxide does not get all over the antlers. So we'll put one layer around of tape, and then I'll probably go back around it with electrical tape. And then depending on how involved it gets to get the peroxide on it will depend if I cover up kind of the rest of the antler. But as of right now, I don't think I'll need to. Sometimes it'd be kind of messy with grabbing stuff, so we'll see. And this tape does not want to stick. So this one, it's kind of broken up on the base up here. So I'm just gonna kind of put little pieces of tape around it first, and then I'll go back and tape up the whole thing once that's kind of on there. I don't know if it's the temperature changes in my garage, but yeah, this tape is not wanting to adhere to itself right now. Well, let's see. I'm busted up back here too. Not the end of the world. It's just a fun little deadhead to practice with this chemical. everything pretty much masked up, and then go back through with the electrical tape. And worst case scenario, I can try to color the horns a little bit too if I need to. Down the road. Once again, this isn't a prized possession. Got some electrical tape now. I'll get this, try to get this secured a little bit better. Using one of my old dog bowls and the basic white. Alright, so it really is a hair product, right? So it's really just giving directions for hair. So for like a hairdo, it's saying use like 7 scoops or something like that to make like a slurry. I think for this little thing, we'll just go ahead and do 2, 1.5-ish. We'll get this mixed up and then start getting it on there. And I think that will be enough to get it covered and let it soak in. So, also not wearing any crappy clothes, so, or I am wearing crappy clothes, I should say. Just a little, whew, stuff's strong. Get a little slurry going. This is the first time I'm using this, so I have no idea how much to use to cover a skull. It looks like 2 scoops is quite a bit, maybe enough for a deer skull or something like that. Might be a little much for this, but we'll see. Time will tell. Try to get this kind of all over. Probably let's get near the horns, but I'll probably wait to do those last. Alright, so this has been sitting for a couple hours now. We went out to dinner and kids are still at parents' night out, so I'm gonna run this under the hot water and get this peroxide rinsed off, and then we'll let it dry overnight, and then depending on how it looks tomorrow, we'll reapply if we need to. Alright, so it's the next day, about 3 o'clock, so almost 24 hours. Get this rinsed off, and then we'll let it dry out for a little while. See once it dries out how much it whitens up, and then if need to we'll hit it again. Alright, so it's been a couple days. This thing got rinsed off. What I'm starting to think is, without this being like saturated and wet and kind of, I'd say probably opened up, pore wise, softened up a little bit for that basic white stuff to like kind of penetrate into. Just didn't work out all that great. There's some spots that took a little bit more, but overall still pretty. I don't know why it's powering off like that, but so what I'm gonna do to kind of let this just soak a little bit more, I'm gonna wrap these horns up with the bag. I'm gonna make a water slurry almost. I'm just gonna saturate this down into it and see how that works for it. So that's what we'll do next. So goat skull. It really did not want to take that whitener. I would assume that if I boiled it, it'd turn out a little bit better, but so it is just messing around with it, so it's not that near and dear to my heart. But if I was to do it all over again, I'd probably get it boiled just for the sake of kind of opening up, softening up that bone, so that it's kind of a little bit more prepared to take that whitener on. It cleaned it up though. Had a little bit more standardized, I guess you can say. So the plan is just put this up top. It's like a random find on a hunt type thing, which is what it is. And oh, now those are gonna come off. Oh, almost lost you there. So the sheath finally came off, which is fine. That bone probably absorbed a bunch of liquid and loosened it up. That one does not, so it's just the one. I'll do the same thing over here. Get this plastic off. too lazy to go get stuff, so I'm just trying to make do. You know, things like a razor blade or some scissors. You know, things that make sense. Girls just got home from school, so they're trading Valentines. You hear them in the background. Base that was a lot more broken up than the other one, so I'm not surprised that's the one that came off. Like a champ. So now that it's in that state, we are going to find the stool. Up on the wall if we can. Might need to rearrange some stuff, put them sideways or something. Put this here, slide this over a little, and this can kind of just go right here. I have to find out how to make this one stay. The shelf isn't deep enough. Put it sideways for now. Shebang! Alright, she's all done. That's how she's gonna stay on the shelf. I just want to thank you for watching. So again, just little random things that I'm doing to keep myself busy. Meat goat skull on the shelf above from pheasant/goose hunt this year. So another piece of the story. So thanks for watching. I'll be following up with the deer hide that's being pickled at the moment. I'll be making something out of this and a few other things that I have going down that just feel like getting after and trying. So thanks for watching.